In today's showcase for the UFC 311 fight week, we're going to be using Isalm Makhachev, one of the best lightweight champions we've ever seen, and he has a chance to pass the title defense record in lightweight. I believe Khabib's is 3, and this will be his 4th title defense if he's able to get past Arman at UFC 311. So I believe this is like the best matchup that we have for Isalm, because besides that, I think there's a Charles rematch, and we saw the first one went. So we've seen how the first Arman fight went. This is way more interesting because Arman on his debut and a short notice replacement put up a great fight and took him to like a split decision. He did not win, but very competitive in all the grappling. So I'm very happy for this main event. This is one I've been looking forward to for a while. I'm just glad it's finally happening. I just don't even know what their strategies are going to be because it could be completely different from the last fights we've seen. For most part, when we're using him in the game, he does have really good power. He does have really good kicks. And of course, you're going to want to be mainly using Isalm to mix everything in, your clinch, your grappling. I don't clinch too much because, clinching is a bit broken. I don't really like to use it that much. So we're definitely going to be grappling whenever we can. There's going to be some engagements where we are striking. I did a Kimura counter right there. So you hold L2 and R2, and then I denied to the left. If you're wondering why I just did that, well, first off, how I held L2, I was in the Kimura after I denied him, and I chained it into an armbar. What this does is it gives you the strongest armbar in the game as far as in your entry, so it makes it impossible to pretty much get out of. He does reverses here. We got a little bit greedy, trying to go for another submission to finish the fight. He chooses to get up. But yeah, if you guys do that, you guys could do that from the Von Flute into an arm triangle and a triangle choke into an armbar. Yeah, we're going to drop him right there. And since we had stamina lead, we're going to hold L1 and R1 and flick up for stack guard, and we're going to get the finish. All right, on to the next one. We got a Jalen Turner. Very tall, lengthy fighter. A lot of power behind his hands. So we can strike with him for a little bit. We're going to grapple when we can, of course. But we're not going to force it too much because, that's how you lose stamina. And you start losing the fight. So we're going to take our time with it. But yeah, this pay-per-view is stacked from like top to bottom. There's so many matchups like I'm looking forward to. But this one I think is going to be one of the best all-around fights we're going to see for a long time. So maybe we drop him right here. I think it's going to be a great, great fight. I'm not sure if there's going to be really a finish involved. I think it's going to be a decision, I believe so. A very entertaining one. Isalm has been finished before, but I'm not sure if Isalm has that striking pedigree to catch him that clean. I mean, even Volk struggled. Yeah, our opponent quit that match. Guys are going to have to get used to that because whenever I'm using grapplers, doesn't matter where. Alright, right here, he was missing a bit of short-term stamina for missing. So what I did was I shot a double leg, and I tapped R2 to bail on it, and I clicked R1 and the cross button for whichever stance you're in. And that's how you do pull guard into mount. So for me, that was R1 and square. Since I'm a southpaw, of course. And your double leg is going to be whichever takedown starts with your rear hand. So that'll be square and X since I was a southpaw. I do have a video showing how to do like the takedown bails in my playlist below to help you guys out. And you deny it by holding R2. Yeah, he goes right, we're going to deny it. And we're going to go up and we're going to finish this choke. And that's the fight right there. On to the next one, we got Arman Tsarukyan, the matchup. I don't use him too much, because he lacks power and a lot of speed in the hands compared to guys like Isalm and Charles. So being weaker in the boxing department when you're going to be facing a lot of Connors, Dustins, and Max Holloways makes him a little bit harder to use. Considering that Isalm feels way cleaner and has fast kicks himself. And he's a bit longer, so it's even easier to land those kicks. Just taking our time, we got kind of aggressive opponent. So we're going to look for our counter windows. We ended up showing a nice single leg. Right there, I submission countered him. He went up. So all I did was hold L2 and R2, and I flick up. Any submission counter, you're going to be holding L2 and R2, and you just deny whatever direction is needed. Right there, doing these little hammer fists right here, they could break your nose, and they're a bit faster than elbows. So you just do that by holding R1, square, or triangle. Either or, I believe. I just do R1 and square. So you can inflict a lot of damage on your opponent inside control, not just by elbows. We got him into a rear naked choke, and we are going to finish him off right there. All right, on to the next one. We got another Sarukian. It's pretty cool when players do this, They see you go Isalm, and then they'll go the fighter Islam's about to fight. So it's pretty cool. A big key to victory, though, is definitely probably going to be Arman's kicks. Switching from the body to the head is probably going to be a really good strategy to do to really mix it up. And his grappling, of course. Big thing is to not be scared to wrestle Isalm. Don't let him dictate, when you guys are grappling or when the grappling changes happen, because you'll lose control of the fight very easily. Especially if it comes down to a decision. Still going to be taking our time, just trying to see what this opponent does. I'm doing the hammer fist even from side control. From half guard. I believe those ones from half guard, you just hold L1 and then tap square. And those have the ability also to break someone's nose or cause a mouth injury, which is really, really good because it lowers their short-term stamina recovery. We do take the back right here. We're going to deny right when he tries to go for an armbar. We're going to put him in a rear naked choke. We're going to start holding R1 to cook his stamina. He does get out, though. Still taking our time. We're still in control. Like I said, I had a big stamina lead, so I posture up. I hold R1, and I flick to side control, and that's a free transition. So it's not deniable at all. You get that based on a stamina lead of about, I think, like 5-10%, something like that. You don't really need too much. Like a good denial will get you that. But if you look at the head health, it does a decent amount of damage, and it's really quick. So you can get more of them out. And to keep his head up from recovering, we're just going to be hitting him in the head or the face with the hammer fist from half guard. When I do posture from half guard, I do like to punch the body. And that's a really good thing to do. Especially if a fighter has good ground striking. Yes. Because this game is more about head health than body health, really. Because, you could drain their stamina, but if they still have the head health to exchange with you, sometimes it doesn't even matter. So I like to go all for head health these days. Yeah, he goes up. I knew to deny up because when the opponent's back is near the cage, the get up is faster. So most people look to go up in that specific position. But we get a lot of body damage off in Sprawl. Still just taking our time. That's our round, so look at that. The first cross we land ends up hurting his nose. So yeah, we're just taking our time with it. Let's end that round. Yeah, usually if I know I'm winning a round, I'm not going to do too much. There's really no point, I'm not trying to exert extra energy, not trying to give you a chance to hurt me. Because he could steal a round back. Like, if I was to just go for a crazy exchange, he could just you know, maybe like land a crazy strike, like Armand's crazy axe kick and knock me down, take the round back. So I'm just trying to make sure that does not happen in this fight. Still taking our time. This is a fairly aggressive Armand, so we are going to be throwing some bigger combos to the head, especially after the damage we did on the ground. Trying to open that nose back up. That jab. Just get him on the defense. See, if he had less stamina here but full head health, it would be a lot harder to deal with him. But since I damaged the head and also hurt the nose quite a bit, it's going to be way easier. Because on top of the slower short-term recovery that he gets from having a nose injury, my 1-2s do more damage. So every time I land a jab or a cross, it's doing more damage. And also, it's going to be taking away the ability for him to be comboing up consistently without penalties. So we're just trying to take advantage of that. Counter him with a nice elbow. We block the body shot. Still just taking our time. There's no rush. You know, it's only round 2. You know, we got 3 more rounds to work. So that's how I see it, you know. He is standing in front of us a lot. So, you know, we do clutch him up real quick. Land some body knees. We rock him on nasty 1-2-3. Go low. Then we go high. Then look at that. We do the same thing. Going stack guard. And look at that. Got the finish right there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned.